she receives her salary, she will come to me in the room. Children will not be there. Kneel down and
present the salary
to me, the whole package.
Wow.
Yeah, because that time is not the time they send money to your account. It will be in the paper.
Wow.
I should kneel down. Let's sit down. Without talk. We know what's in the house. We have to feed.
When African men go like, oh, our mothers were happy in marriage, our grandmothers were happy in marriage, this is what they mean. When African men say that, our grandmothers and our mothers were good wives, this is what they mean. Look at the way the woman looks defeated. Look at her countenance. Again, I am not bashing the wife in this situation. Women of our grandmothers and our mothers' generation were raised to be subservient and subordinate to their husbands. And so it is normal for women of her generation to get their salary, go to their husband, kneel down, and give their entire salary to their husbands. It is normal for her because they were raised in a generation where they were socialized to believe that marriage is about being subservient and subordinate to your husband. And that is the reason why when the husband was talking, she was quiet and listening. And this is partly the reason why most African men are struggling in marriage, because they want this type of dynamic that their grandmothers and their mothers had in marriage. I am not saying that as a woman, do not contribute to your home financially. I'm not saying that, because currently we are in a dual income economy and we are in a dual income household. So it takes the wife and the husband's income to sustain a decent home. I know that. So as a wife, I am not saying that if you get your salary, do not contribute to the home. It's okay to get your salary and contribute to the home. But to go and kneel down in front of your husband and give him your entire salary in the name of being a good wife and a subservient wife, sorry, that is not for me. But yeah, when African men say that, our mothers were happy in marriage, our grandmothers were happy in marriage, and they were good wives, this is what they mean. This is the type of dynamic is what they are referring to. That is not the type of dynamic that women of this generation we want, because that is a master and a subordinate relationship. Marriage is about partnership, it's about mutual respect, and it's about treating each other well and valuing each other as human beings. My name is Dr. Zita. I'm a sociologist. I wish the couple the very best, but I hope their children do not look up to this type of marriage as the standard, because things have changed. If you're not following, guess what? Hit it.
If you can look at her body language, she's mute, she looks down, she looks defeated, she looks like she's been through it. And I'm not laughing towards her, by the way. I'm laughing towards the entire situation, how ridiculous it is that you want me in that position. Never. If it means I don't have to have a man, thank God. Thank God. Because most of the time they're not working in South Africa. What are they doing? If it means I don't have to have a man and I shouldn't be with a man, thank God. Thank God. Because what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean I have to do that? What do you mean I have to be that for you to feel comfortable in your manhood? Work on yourself, my guy. Times have changed. Improve yourself. Things are happening in this life and you're not that important. There are things that are happening in this world, like our economy, that needs changing. And we need to work on ourselves. If you women need to work on themselves as well, you need to work on yourself. And I know women who are actively going out to improve themselves. And there's like this ladder where women are on top mentally and the men are downwards. And we have to like shrink ourselves mentally to be on the men's level. Do you understand? It's just those kind of things which are not really that fascinating to me. And I don't want that type of union. I don't want that type of situationship to be in my life. I feel like I deserve better than that. And I know I'm better than that. And I know I love better than that. So if you want to come in my life with that type of behavior, it's not going to work. This humiliation ritual that women go through really needs to stop. And it's really not in the best interest of a family for a woman to be like that, and you call that happiness. Look at how he's smiling, he's grinning, he's so wow, she used to kneel on the floor and give me a salary. It's all about him and how he felt in that situation. Look at how he smiled. He doesn't care. He doesn't seem to pay attention to anything. We can imagine the dynamics of their relationship. They're together, but they're not together at the same time. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, let me know. Put it in the comment section. I love hearing from you. Thank you for supporting my channel. And I'm going to add another stage of the video so that you can watch another lady's opinion. But it's really interesting for a woman to be in that situation and a man is not paying attention and he calls herself her husband. Wow.
Look at this woman's face. You will see how sad she is. This marriage has cost her happiness. And the way she is looking, she looks like someone that has been in this abuse for so many years that she cannot live anymore. She is stuck. She has wasted her entire life in this unhappy state, in this suffering, in this slavery. And I can almost guarantee that she's not going to leave. She's unhappy, but she's still there because she's stuck. She has been abused for so many years that she doesn't know any other thing aside that. And I don't know why they are allowing these people talk on podcasts or what they are trying to achieve with this. Because young people are not supposed to see this as a standard. People in church are not supposed to look at this and say, yes, that is how it should be. Whether you are a man or you are a woman. And for anyone who look at that and think that that's normal, that person has a problem. That person needs to be bundled to a psychiatric hospital. If a woman is submitting her salary to a man should also be submitting his salary to the woman. This is not normal. This should not be on a podcast. This is not funny. People should not be watching this. And anybody that thinks this is okay is mad. And the reason why we have a lot of issues in our society today is that these men will look at this woman and this is the kind of woman that they want to marry. Legit. In 2025. You want to marry somebody like this in 2025. And in 2025, we don't have any woman that want to be subjected to this level of suffering, to this level of slavery, to this level of unhappiness. And that's why men are angry. Once you talk about women loving themselves, knowing what is best for them, choosing themselves, self-preservation, men are angry because they don't want you to know that you can actually love and respect yourself as a woman. That you can actually stay single and refuse to marry because the person that is trying to marry is an idiot. And you can actually choose not to marry an idiot just because he's an idiot. And you cannot, because you are desperate to marry an idiot. And that's the only problem we are having. Men are refusing to evolve while women are looking at the sadness in their mother's eyes. They are looking at the pain in the older women's eyes. And they say, no, this can never be me. I have said this countless times. Marriage is about happiness. And if you are not happy in that marriage, my dear, it is an abusive relationship. I know that some people say, oh, you don't have to be happy all the time. Yes, you cannot be happy all the time as a human being because humans can never be happy all the time. But marriage should bring you some sort of happiness. You should be happy with your partner. You should be happy with your marriage. And if you are not happy in your marriage, you are in an abusive marriage. Something is wrong somewhere. Marriage should not cost you your happiness as a woman. In short, anything that costs you your happiness is too expensive. Let the things that cost you your happiness be the tribulations and trials of life, not your partner. Not